Okay, I'm going to show you why there are exceptions to every rule, and you don't always have to just stick to the same pattern. Now, most of you will have seen some of my videos on resistance points, and I've just put up an old screenshot here from an old race to show you what happens most of the time. And this is where you get a horse at the top of its range. You can see this horse here clearly trading at 11.5 and 12. It's at the top of its range. It hasn't traded any higher. So my standard trade here would be to look for it to turn, which we've done. And then you see place some back bets at 11.5, one there at 12, and then trade it out at 11 as it comes back down. That's your bog standard trade. You've made the money up the top there. That's what you do. But there are times when you can do the opposite of that and make money. Now, I will always say in my courses that this is not a really good place to lay the horse, because if it hasn't gone up higher than 12.5 since the market opened, why would it go there now? So I tend to avoid those trades. But there are times that you can have a look at doing something different, and I'm going to go and show you a live trade that I did now and recorded, and you'll see that I'm trading right at the top of this range. But you'll have a look and see why I did it and what I was looking for. There's a very good reason for it. So let's go and have a look at that now. So here I am trading right at the top of this range at 3.1, but you can see there's that money there at 305. There's 3,000, and there's 600 below that and 700 below that. So I feel quite safe. I've got my one tick offset on, and as long as that money stays at 305, I'm happy to keep trading this at 3.1, because there's no money there. 250 of that 308's mine, so it's all me. And you can see me offsetting there at 3.15. I've got my finger on that 8.2. If that 3,200 disappears, I'll just click that and hedge out for an £8 loss. But as long as that money's there, I'm happy. You can see I'm laying at 310 and just backing at 315. So I'm quite happy there to just keep putting them in as long as that money stays at 305. That's the only reason I would be doing this trade at the top of the range, laying first. If the other money wasn't there at 305, it's a clear back first signal. But I'm just happy to sit there at the moment, and I'm just going to see how long it sits there. One of the keys to this trade is the fact we're still 13 minutes out from the start of the race. So the race before is still being traded by most traders, and probably the race before that is still being run. So the in-play traders are doing two races before us, and the pre-race traders are still doing the race before this one. So I'm happy to just sit here while there's nothing happening on the market. It's nice and slow, low volatility, and just keep my eye on that money at 305. That is the whole key to this trade. As long as it stays, I'm going to keep jumping in. So it's going to be a bit of a slow one, this, because we're so far out, not a lot's going to happen, but it's important you know why. I'm going to go and put a stop loss in there at 296. You see where that money runs out. So now I can relax. Either the money's going to be matched at 3.15 or it's going to come down and match me at 296. And as those money's matched on the backside there at 315, you'll see that stop loss will disappear. I've just put in a trade there for 500, but I should have just done it for 250. So I've gone and changed that down. I don't want to spook the market by putting too much in to make everyone jump in front of me. As long as that money's sitting there at 305, I'm happy just to keep sitting at 310 and waiting. So I've just cancelled the rest of that stop loss. And we're just going to sit there and wait for the market to pop back down to 310. So we got 33% of the money there. So there's our 1190 we've made so far. We've still got 11 minutes to go, and we're happy just to sit there. I'm in front of most of that money at 310. You see there's 1200 there, so I'm happy to just jump in. I'm trying to just catch it here, and I'm putting a little bit too much in. That's going to drive the market up, which is not what we want. That's when you spook the market, up it goes. So I'm going to go and cancel that. And now we can do a traditional trade. We can just wait for the market to turn and back at the top and bring it back down to 310, because that money's still sitting there at 305. So there it's hit 340. We'll get in there and we'll get in at 335 and try and push the thing back down to where we wanted it to go. So we'll go and put some bets in there and make it look a bit back heavy. Okay, this is a little market manipulation. So it looks like there's loads of people backing the horse, but it's all us. So people will still see that money and jump in front of it thinking, oh, they're going to back it down. So they'll drive it back down for us. But if I'm back now at 330, it will just offset at 3.25 for us, which is fine. And there's no money there. There's no big bets at 325 or 315 to really scare us. So there, we're getting one matched at 330 and we're offsetting at 325. That's been taken already. We've still got 436 left. Now there's a big bet at 325. That's going to hurt us because the layers will have to lay a lot of money at 325 to get back up to us. So that's what we wanted. The big punters have jumped in front of our money to drive it back down, which is fine. So we can go and we don't want to cancel all of them. We'll just, because we want them to keep seeing the money and driving it down. We might just go and get rid of some of it, because if I remove that money, that 2200 might disappear and it could spring back up. So we'll go and get rid of the top two. And we're nearly back down to where we wanted to be at 310. That money's still sitting there at 305. So we'll jump in front of them at 320 just to push it down one more tick. We've got that 1500 behind us, so we're okay. And you see there's no money at 315, which is great. So as soon as we're matched, our offset bet's going to be first in the queue because there's only 13 there in front of us. So I just want them to take this and just push it back down. That money's now disappeared at 305. There's only 800 left, but there's 1,000 at 310. That's still okay because the money at 315 is going to be us at the front of the queue. And as long as that money stays at 325, we're okay. We can keep jumping in front of that and doing the same thing. I don't want to get too heavily involved. I'm going to go and scratch one of them because I don't want to have too many in. So if I can just get out of that last one, we'll be fine. So we've still got 7 minutes to go here. And that 1500 at 325 is just holding us nicely there. Half of that money at 320 is ours because you see there's 540, but 250 of it's mine. So we're okay. We can 169 to go. Just nice and slow when it's this far out from the race. The traders will start coming over in a minute because that 2 races ago the in running will have finished. They'll all be trading the race before now, which should be about to start. So 760 there, but it's only 1200, so there's only possible 500 in front of us, and I don't think it's all in front of us. I think that we're probably halfway through here. We'll just go and add to it. That's 1600 there at 325 solid, so we'll just go and keep adding at 320. And you see that there's 1500 at 315, but 1100 of it's ours, so now we're 1200 out of 1600, so it's all our money really. So we just go and keep adding to 320. But I'm worried about the 900 underneath. I don't want people to start jumping in front and pushing it back up. So I'm going to try and keep making it look like there's more money on the backside. We don't want to get any more heavily involved at the moment. The 1300 still solid at 325. No money at 3.2. And most of that money at 315 is ours. 2/3 of it, in fact. There's a big chunk below us at 310, so it's probably not going to go a lot lower until that disappears. So go and weigh in a bit more at 320, just try and give it a push. See, we're 1,000 there and there's 1,500 above us, so that could just give us a little push down to get ours matched and then hopefully drive it lower. See if they jump in front of it there and take that 320. We'll just start dribbling out of it. We'll just go and put some little trades in to try and just edge out of some of this. We don't want to put a big bet in because if we put a big one in, all the money below us will start jumping in front and driving it up. So we'll just drip in 50 at a time. Because there's not much money on the backside there. It's looking a bit thin now. So we'll cancel our bet at 315. And there we go. They see the money disappear and the backers come and take it down. So we can cancel that, I think, at 325. We're getting matched at 315, and that should just about be us. Yeah, that 1500 there at 320 will push it down. So there we go. So we've still got 4 minutes to go. We've got 28, but what you can see is, look, we started at 310, and the price is now only at 315. So it's only moved one tick. Our first lay was at 310, and our last lay was 315. So a nice slow-moving market where we're just, you know, dipping in and out, although the trend's been to lay it. It's hit that sort of 20 spot and just won't go any higher, which was fine. So we still got a couple of minutes. We'll go and have a look now. Now we'll do the other one. We'll look for that to level out. You see it leveling out there at the bottom there at 294. So they're only taking it 3 or 4 ticks below. You see that leveling out pattern. So we can go and lay there. We got 800 below us, which is fine. We can go and jump in at 294, out at 296 where there's not much money. And it shouldn't run up against us because you see the money at 298 and 3. It should just hold there at 292, 294, 296. There's good money there. There's 900, 400 and 500. So we're happy just to jump in there at the 292 and wait for it to catch us at 294. So it's not really moving yet. And there we go. Put in another one, couple more just to drive it up, just to finish us off. It's just like minor market manipulation. It's not a lot of money. Other people put a lot more than that in to move the market, but sometimes just a couple of decent bets will make people jump in front of you. So we just need that last bit matched at 296. There's one taken at 292. The bet goes in at 294. Driving it down a little. We'll go and put a couple in there to see if we can get it back up. Oh, it's gone back up itself. It was just a little dip. Sell the dip, they say. So we just get these last two matches. There's 800 there and 1,000 below it. And so it shouldn't come down to us again at 286, not with that 1,800 there. And there's only 500 at 292 there. A big bet pushed it up. Jump in once more in front of that 1,500 at 294. Get that last one matched at 294 and it's offsetting there at 296. And you see the 1,500 below us, 900 below that and 1,300 below that. So plenty of money. There, 2 minutes to go. It's going to get a bit volatile now. So that will do us 36. So that's just how I use the slowness of the market 13 minutes out and a bit of market manipulation to help with your scalping. But you don't always have to back at the top and lay at the bottom. If the conditions are there, you can do the opposite.